It's a digital sport watch with a big display and lots of cool functionality. Today we're looking at the Armitron Apex. What's good, bro? I'm LUISGUSTO. Welcome to another watch review. Make sure you subscribe for more watch content just like this. We're trying to get to our first 1,000 subscribers and we appreciate each and every one of you. Today we're taking a look at this bad boy. It's the Armitron Apex with the black strap and red buttons. It does come in a couple of other different color combinations, but we'll get into that later in the review. Drop a comment below if you own this one in your collection. If not, I will have a link to Armitron's website, which is currently the only spot where you can pick up the Apex. The Apex retails for $95 and comes in standard Armitron watch packaging. That's a gray box with the Armitron lettering in silver, a white slipcover. Once you open the inside, it's all white with more Armitron branding and the watch hugging a white watch pillow. Before we start talking about this watch and get into how I feel about it, let's check out how the Apex looks on my 7.5-inch wrist. Now let's take a look at the materials the Apex is constructed from. You got a black acrylic case with a gray plastic bezel and red plastic buttons. The strap is made from a black polyurethane and it's really comfortable. It's wide, it's thick, it has some grooves on the inside for extra comfort. It's got a pin and buckle closure. The end of the strap is semi-squared and there's a notch on either side. Inside the keeper, there are two pieces that will catch on those notches so that the keeper is not sliding all around. I think that's really important for a fitness watch. Now let's talk about the dimensions of this watch. It's actually a pretty big one. The Apex measures 54 millimeters lug to lug. It's got a case width of 50 millimeters, a thickness of 11 millimeters, and the watch weighs 76 grams. The watch has a mineral crystal, nothing too fancy, 4 red plastic buttons, 2 on either side of the case, and it's got a stainless steel screw down back. Now that we got the dimensions and materials out the way, let's take a look at the features of the Apex watch. Obviously, it's a sports watch. It's meant to be worn while you're in the gym, on a run, or maybe pedaling on the bike. Like I said in the cold open, this has a lot of cool functionality. First and foremost, you have the standard digital watch features. That's the timekeeping mode with the date and day display. You've got an electroluminescent backlight for when the sun sets. Obviously a stopwatch with lap functionality, a countdown timer. By the way, when you're in stopwatch or countdown timer mode, you will still have the time of day on the screen, which I think is a cool addition. You also have world time with several cities to choose from, including London, Chicago, LA, and Paris. There are 5 alarms and an hourly chime. But the Apex goes beyond those basic digital watch functions. It also has a barometer and an altimeter. It has a temperature reference with weather station. That's something that you're not gonna find on an ordinary watch. I've been wearing this watch for a couple of weeks now and I've checked the barometer several times. Then I go ahead and check the barometric pressure here in New York City and it matches up, which I think is pretty dope. Now I'm not sure what to do with that information. I suppose if you go on a lot of hikes, then an altimeter, barometer will be useful, or maybe if you're going camping. We don't do either of those things a whole lot here in New York City, but I suppose if we go to LA or maybe the Colorado Rockies, I'll be sure to bring this watch along so I could get all those measurements and record them in a journal. And of course, I would be remiss without mentioning that you can adjust the contrast on this LCD display. That is phenomenal. And finally, the Apex is water resistant up to 165 feet. And now let's take a closer look at the watch face, which I think is beautiful. It's got a big gray plastic bezel outer ring. Now you can't move the bezel, but I still think it looks cool. It's sort of dive watch inspired with those numbers from 05 up to 55. Inside that, below the mineral crystal, you have a minute track with several symbols, including arrow markers, squares, minute ticks, and the button labels at the 2, 4, 8, and 10 o'clock positions. Inside of the minute track, you have a mirror ring, and then of course you have the LCD display below that crystal. On the crystal though, you have the Armitron wordmark branding, which I think looks pretty cool. I thought it was on the plastic, but then I peeled it off and saw that it was on the crystal. So I was like, oh, okay, pretty cool. The LCD display is amazing. On the main timekeeping mode, you have the day of the week, the date, the month, the year, of course, the time in hours, minutes, and seconds, and you have the indicators telling you whether or not the chime and alarm are activated. The Armitron Apex is a big, bold watch that definitely makes a statement. You're not gonna be subtle when you got this one on your wrist. I think it's perfect for the gym head who likes to be fashionable. That black and red with gray bezel goes perfectly with so many gym outfits. In fact, black and red is a really common color combination in the fitness world. I'm also a lifelong Chicago Bulls fan, so that black and red color combination is fire. Like I said, it's a big watch with a big wide strap and it's very, very comfortable. I've worn this several times already to the gym and I have not felt any discomfort from this strap. The grooves are nice, and I like how the keeper's not gonna be moving around. So it's secure on your wrist and it's gonna look good at the same time. That big bold display is just gorgeous. It's easy to read, and I love that you can adjust the contrast. You can also set it to your favorite world city if you don't want the main local time. Keep in mind, this is not a smartwatch, so that display is not gonna be draining battery. You're not gonna have to charge this every other day. But on the other hand, because it's not a smartwatch, it may not give you all those features that you're looking for in a fitness watch. For example, it doesn't record your heart rate, it won't track your steps or your workouts or anything like that. For me, it's not a problem. Heart rate and steps really only matter when I'm in cutting mode, and it's currently bulking season, so I'm doing a lot of weightlifting where heart rate is not really so important for me to track. My gym is in Brooklyn, so you know people are bringing it when it comes to the fashion, so I gotta represent with this watch. It goes perfectly with several of my gym outfits, especially the black and red ones. That gray plastic bezel adds a nice touch to it, and I think it photographs well too. If we got any Power Rangers fans in the building, this kind of reminds me of the communicator watch that they wear. I wouldn't necessarily wear this watch on a job interview or to the office, but if you're on a fitness date with your boo, maybe y'all are riding bikes or running on the lakefront, this is a perfect watch to wear because it will look good while you're running and while you're getting that post-workout snack. It's also a great watch when you're just running errands or you're around the house doing work or cleaning up. I really do love the functionality on this watch. I don't really use the stopwatch a whole lot, but that countdown timer definitely comes in handy. Of course, having 5 alarms. On the side, you got a big speaker, so these are some pretty loud beeps. And of course, that electroluminescent backlight is a must on a digital watch. When the sun goes down, it's beautiful. It's comparable to the best G-Shocks in my opinion. In addition to the Apex with the black strap, you can also buy the one with a gray strap or one with an orange strap. So whatever fits your gym workouts the best, I say go with that one. Shout out to Armitron for sending the Apex over for me to review. I do get to keep this watch, and the opinions expressed here are all my own. As a brand new watch enthusiast, I have a lot of digital watches currently in my collection, so it takes a lot for one to stand out, and the Apex definitely does. Like I said, I'm not so sure on how I'll use the barometer and altimeter, but it is nice to know that they are accurate. The temperature that I take, it didn't seem right, but I was wearing it on my wrist at the time. I believe you probably have to take off the watch, let it sit for a while, and then get the temperature, but I haven't tested that one yet. Because it's water resistant up to 165 feet, this is a watch that you could take swimming, you could bike and sweat in it, do the dishes, bathe your dog, whatever, and this watch is gonna hold up. I cannot wait to see where this watch is and how it looks a year from now, because I will be giving it a lot of wrist time, especially in the gym, which I spend a lot of time in. We'll be reviewing more Armitron watches on the channel, so drop a comment if there's any model that you want me to pick out. Overall, I would say this is a great watch. I do like it. I like the cool functionality, the backlight, the world time is a nice addition, and the strap is really comfortable. I can wear it to the gym, lift weights, do cardio, do a whole lot of sweating, and it still remains very comfortable on my wrist. It transitions to a post-workout meal or running some errands. Like I said, this is a watch for an active person that cares about fashion. Even though it doesn't have a heart rate monitor or track your steps, I still think it's a cool watch to have in the collection. I will continue to wear this one to the gym. I think it goes with a lot of my outfits. So follow me on Instagram if you don't already, because I'll be putting some cool Apex shots on there. In the comments, let me know what you think of the Apex watch. Are you gonna pick one up for yourself? Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe for more watch content, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, bro.